Hey OMies, I'm Ewashkiw. Thanks for joining me today for this 45-minute slow flow deep stretch. You don't need any props for this class. I mean, a yoga mat comes in handy, and I guess technically that's a prop. So maybe a yoga mat, but you don't need any other props, and this is an all levels practice. So there will be options for everybody. This really is going to be a deep stretch. So we're going to be in poses for a few breaths because it is also a slow flow. So we'll come back to them a couple of times and you'll get an opportunity to just really go inside and spend that time folding in and seeing how you are. If that sounds good, unroll that prop we call a mat, have a seat, and I will meet you there in just a few seconds. Please join me in a seated position and sit up tall. Take a few deeper breaths just to welcome yourself here. To let go of your day and bring yourself here to this next 45 minutes, spending time just slowly moving with yourself and stretching your way into your body. Please come into child's pose, Shavasana. Bring your knees wide. Place your feet flat, bring your big toes together. Sit back on your heels and fold forward. If you can bring your forehead to the ground here, do. If not, you can make a little stack with your hands and rest your head on your hands. If your head is on the ground, take your arms back towards your feet, so that your arms can rest on your legs. Just a really inward focused child's pose. Lengthen your breath a little. And notice how you feel today. We ask, well, at least sometimes we ask, how are you, of people? They don't necessarily mean, how are you? Ask yourself how you are and mean it. How are you? Stretch your arms forward. Unless you're using your hands to support your forehead, then you can just stay there with your hands supporting your forehead. You may find that because you've been here for a little bit, you can lower the height of your hands, maybe take one away or just change the setup. You might be able to bring your forehead a bit lower to the ground. If you stretch your arms forward, you can just relax them here and bring your elbows down to the ground. Activate your feet a little and push down through your toes. Push down through your toenails. Stretch the fronts of your ankles as if you're pushing them down to the ground. Really point your ankles. Push down through your toes. Keep that. Then slide your hands forward some and straighten your arms so that your elbows come off the ground. Push down into your hands. Engage your elbows so that you can straighten them. Slide your hands as far away as you need to so that you can get your elbows off the ground. Lift through your underarms. Push down through your hands. And now just for a moment, lift your head off the ground. Don't look forward. Instead, stretch long through your neck and bring your head back down to the ground. Again, if you're using support under your head with your hands, you can just stay there. We're going to change it up soon. Push your hands down and forward if they're in front of you. Everybody push your toes down and stretch your ankles. And come up into all fours. Lift your head, your shoulders, your hips. Bring your hands onto the ground. Hands about shoulder distance apart with your shoulders over your wrists. Have your knees a little bit behind your hips, knees roughly hip distance apart. And then do a few rounds of cat and cow. If you know these, you can do them on your own. Move slowly and steadily. And if you're new to them, you can do them with me. Cat pose is a rounding of your back. So round your back, move your hips forward, move your face back, lift your belly away from the ground, push with your legs, push with your arms, bring your chin towards your chest. So it's a little like a Halloween cat image of the cat stretch. And then let's go into cow pose. It's sort of the opposite. Move your chest forward, lift your chest up, move your hips back, and lift your hips up. Now move your shoulders away from your ears and really lift through your chest. This is cow pose. It looks a little like some of the cows in Asia, not too much like cows in North America or Europe. And then round your back. Cat pose. Stretch your spine here, pause here, and really move your hips forward, move your face back so your spine rounds more. And then cow pose. Arch your back. Move your hips up and back, move your chest up and forward, and stretch the front of your belly. Cat pose, round your back, cow pose, arch your back, and then come into neutral, come back to all fours. Look at your left hand and come up onto your fingertips on your left hand, and then take your right hand up and off the ground and take it underneath your left arm. With your palm up, reach over to the left, and then bend your left elbow, bring your head and your shoulder down to the ground or towards the ground. If you can't bring your head or shoulder to the ground, do bring your right hand down to the ground. It will help support you here. Move your left elbow forward, move your hips to the right. Parsva Balasana or side child's pose. Breathe into your left side here. We're taking this opening nice and slowly. Then we're going to get into our connected poses, our slow flow poses. Then push down through your left hand, come up through center, bring your right hand to the ground, fingertips, take your left hand over to the right, palm up, reach to the right, and then bring the outside of your head and your left shoulder down to the ground or towards the ground. Bring your left hand down to the ground. Stretch your right elbow forward. Move your hips over to the left. Work to get really long through your right side. And imagine that you can breathe into that space and create more opening there. Push down through your right hand, lift your head and your shoulder, come back to center. Walk your hands forward a little, place them flat on your mat, and come into plank pose. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, shift forward so your shoulders are over your wrists. Work to have your heels over the balls of your feet. Plank pose, Balakasana. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift your hips up and back. Bend your knees. Everybody bend your knees. Lift through your butt. Straighten your right leg. Lift through your right knee. Lift your right hip up and back. Stretch your right heel back and down. Work to stretch your lower leg, your calf muscles. Push through your hips. Move your chest back and it'll get you a little more calf stretch. And then change sides, bend your right knee, straighten your left leg. Push your hands down and forward, move your chest back. Lift up through your left hip and move your hips back as you stretch your left heel back and down. And breathe. Imagine you're breathing into your left calf and creating more space in your lower leg. Bend both knees. Walk your hands back and bring your feet to the ground. Touch the ground. Uttanasana.
Bend your knees as much as you need to here so that you can touch the ground. Stretch the top of your head down, lift your butt up. How are you? Close your eyes. Follow your breath inside. How are you? Push down through your feet. Push your fingers down and forward. Move your chest back a little. Lift your hips up a little. Keep your feet on the ground flat as long as you can. Slowly walk your hands forward, shift forward back into downward facing dog. See if you can keep your heels on the ground as you walk your hands forward, and there might be a point where you have to bring your heels up, and that's okay. Do that. You have to, you have to. It's all good. Push your hands down forward, stretch out of your shoulders. Bring your ears in line with your upper arms. If you can, straighten your legs here without rounding your back a lot. Do that. Otherwise, bend your knees. Lift up through your hips, working to find the natural curves in your back, which is a really challenging bit of work in downward facing dog. Look forward. Everybody bend your knees and walk forward. To the top of your mat in Uttanasana, the forward fold. Touch the ground, so if you need to bend your knees here, do. Push your fingertips forward, push your feet down, move your chest back, lift your hips up. Stretch the top of your head down until it touches your feet. Okay, maybe not today, but maybe one day. I don't think so. Come up onto your fingertips, straighten your arms, lift your chest. Arda Uttanasana. If you had your knees bent, in Uttanasana, in the forward fold, I recommend bending them a little more here. It's just going to help you find that freedom for your spine by taking the strain out of your hamstrings a little. Don't worry, we're going to get the opportunity to stretch our hamstrings. Lift through your chest, move your shoulders away from your ears. And then fold forward again. If you have your knees bent, try straightening them a little more here. Push your fingertips down and forward, everyone. Move your chest back. Push your feet down, lift up through your hips. Straighten your arms again, lift your chest. If your knees are bent, bend them just a little more. Arda Uttanasana. Uttanasana, fold forward. Arda Uttanasana, straighten your arms, lift your chest, stretch through your spine, and fold forward again, Uttanasana. This time we're going to stand up. Place your hands on your waist, bend your knees, and stand up. Stretch your arms down to your sides, adjust your clothing as necessary. Is it really necessary, Stephen? Tadasana. Bring your feet together. So when you bring your feet together, bring them right together, squeeze your legs together, stretch your arms down at your sides. Stretch your arms up and overhead, and then look up, bring your hands together, and stretch up. Urdhva Namaskara. Push your feet down, squeeze your legs in, and stretch up. Now shift, look forward. So bring your head between your arms, maybe get your arms behind your ears, squeeze your head, stretch up. Inhale. Side bend to the right, in Uttanasana. Exhale. Stay here and inhale. And stay here and exhale. Inhale, come up to center. Bend your knees and fold forward, touch the ground. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale here. And exhale here. Keep breathing. You may find you need to bend your knees here when you didn't with feet together. Keep breathing. And that's because it's just a little harder to get the length in your hamstrings when your feet are together. It's all good. Do it. You need to do so that you can touch the ground here. Push your fingers forward. Move your chest back. Lift through your hips. Arda Uttanasana. Straighten your arms, lift your chest, and we're going to take that into Utkatasana. Bend your knees. Stretch your arms forward. And then stretch your arms up. Sit a little more deeply so we get a little more stretch for our quads. Get a little more stretch for our quads and our calf muscles. Utkatasana. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Step your right leg back for lunge. Look forward, push down through your right toes, push down through your left foot, and without moving your feet, pull them towards each other so your legs get stronger. Lunge, Banarasana. Stretch your left knee forward and stretch back through your right leg, straightening through your right knee. Push down through your feet, lift your torso, and stretch your arms up. Ashta Chandrasana, or Crescent Lunge, we often call this. Now hold your right wrist with your left hand and stretch up. And side bend to the left this time. So when we did the standing side bend, we went to the right. Here we're going to the left. Crescent, I call this one. Shorten your left side. If it's too much to have your right knee off the ground, you can bring it down to the ground. No problem. Come back up to center. And bring your hands back down to the ground. Look back at your right foot. Lift your right knee off the ground if it's on the ground. Spin your right heel down to the ground. Warrior 2 feet. So right foot parallel the short edge of your mat. Push down through your feet. Lift your torso. Bring your hands onto your waist. Stretch your left knee forward. Open your chest towards the long edge of your mat and stretch your arms out as well. So really open up to that side of your mat and then look forward. Virabhadrasana 2. Tighten up your right butt so you can stretch more at the front of your right hip. And then straighten your left leg. Ooh, little hip pop, nice. Turn your left heel out, turn your left toes in until your feet are parallel to each other. Just gonna center myself on my mat a little, just a little OCD with that. Bring your hands onto your hips. Bend your knees. Prasarita Padottanasana. Wide leg forward, fold, move your hips back. Flex at your hip and fold forward. Bring your hands down to the ground, roughly underneath your shoulders. And lower your head. Lower your torso. So I asked you to bend your knees. If they're straight here, no problem. Just bend them for a moment. Everybody, bend your knees. Push down to the baby toe side of your foot. Push your big toe down and your inner heel down. And then push your fingers forward a little. Move your chest back a little. Push down through your feet, lift up through your hips, and see if you can straighten your legs here. Prasarita Padottanasana, wide leg forward fold. Stretch the top of your head to the ground. Not to the ground maybe, probably not that was, but maybe closer to the ground. Now we're going to walk our way back to our left foot and come into the lunge. So walk your hands forward, turn your left foot forward, turn on your right foot, and come back into the lunge or Banarasana. Step your right leg forward, lift your chest, Arda Uttanasana. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Bring your feet together. Bend your knees if you need to keep touching the ground here. And stand up, reach up, Arda Uttanasana. Hands together in prayer, look up. And Tadasana. Bring your arms to your sides. Stretch your arms up. Look up, bring your hands together. Arda Uttanasana. And then shift your gaze forward, move your arms back. Squeeze the back of your head and stretch up. Inhale. Side bend to the left. In Uttanasana or standing side bend. Exhale here. Shorten your left side, stretch your right side. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come up to center. And exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Touch the ground again, so bend your knees if you need to. Inhale here. Push your fingertips down and forward. Exhale. Move your chest back more. Inhale. Push your feet down, lift your hips up, and exhale. Stretch long through your spine. Inhale here. Exhale here. Bend your knees, lift your chest, stretch your arms forward. Inhale. Utkatasana. Exhale. Sit a little deeper so you can stretch your quads and your calves a little more. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana. Step your left leg back for lunge. And find your Banarasana or lunge. Stretch your right knee over your right ankle. Straighten your left leg by tightening up your left butt and engaging your left knee. Steady your breath. Pull your feet towards each other. Lift your torso. Stretch your arms. Ashta Chandrasana or crescent pose we sometimes call this. Straighten your back leg, but if it's too much for you to have your left knee off the ground here, you can bring it down to the ground. No problem. Everybody grab your left wrist and stretch up. And then side bend to the right. Crescent, crescent. Shorten your right side. Stretch back through your left leg. You can do that with your knee on the ground. Stretch back through your knee. If your knee's off the ground, stretch back through your whole left hip, left leg. And then come back up to center. Bring your hands down to the ground. If your left knee is on the ground, bring it off the ground. And then warrior two. Spin your left heel down. Make your left foot parallel to the short edge of your mat. Push through your feet, lift your torso. Bring your hands to your hips. Open your chest towards the long edge of your mat. And stretch your right knee forward. And then take your arms out to your sides, also opening them up to the sides of your mat. Then keep that opening as you look forward. Virabhadrasana 2. Stretch your your right knee forward. Push through your left foot. Engage your left butt and straighten your left leg. Open the front of your left hip a little more. Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes in halfway, turn your right heel out halfway, and bring your hands to your waist. So that two-stage turn of your foot is to work to get your feet on the same plane here. So have your big toes on the same line, hands to your waist, bend your knees a little, stick your butt back towards the camera, and fold forward. You don't have to be facing the camera, just thought it'd be good for you to get to see the other side if you're looking at the video for tips. Touch the ground underneath your shoulders, and then push down through your feet, bend your knees. Push your fingertips forward and move your chest back. Push down through your feet, lift up through your hips. Maybe straighten your legs here, if possible, straighten your legs here. Stretch the top of your head down to or towards the ground. Prasarita Padottanasana. Enjoy your breath. Enjoy the stretch. Now we're going to go back to lunge, facing forward with our right foot. So walk your hands towards your right foot. Turn on your right heel, turn on your ball of your left foot. Bring your right foot to the ground. Back to Banarasana, lunge. Push down through your feet, step your left leg forward. Come up onto your fingertips, lift your chest, Arda Uttanasana. And fold forward, Uttanasana. Push through your feet, stand up and reach up. Inhale. And bring your arms to your sides. Tadasana. Exhale. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Keep looking forward. Bring your hands into Urdhva Namaskar. So hands into prayer, arms behind your head, squeeze your head, and side bend to the right. In Dudalasana, again, squeeze your legs in. This time, twist to the left more, and side bend more. Inhale. Stretch through your arms. Exhale. Squeeze your legs in, push your feet down, get longer through your body, and exhale. Come up to center, inhale. Squeeze your legs in, fold forward, Uttanasana. Exhale. Inhale here, push your fingers down and forward, move your chest back and exhale. Push down through your feet, lift up through your hips, inhale. Stretch long through your spine, exhale. Utkatasana, hands to your heart. Bend your knees, lift your chest, bring your hands in front of your heart. And sit deeply, exhale. Twist to the right. Inhale, touch your left arm outside your right leg. And exhale, twist more. Sit a little more deeply. Inhale. And exhale, come back to center. Bring your hands down to the ground, step your right leg back, lunge, Banarasana. Inhale, look forward, and exhale. Inhale, lift your torso, and bring your hands to your heart, exhale. Stretch up through your spine, inhale, straighten your right leg, and twist to the left this time. Exhale, touch your right arm outside your left leg, inhale, and exhale, twist to the left. Whoa, that turned my twist over. So yeah, if that happens to you, you can always bring your right knee down to the ground like I did, maybe a little more gracefully than I did. And then we're gonna go into Warrior Two. So lift your right knee if it's on the ground, spin your right heel down, and open it up, Warrior Two. Bend your left arm, place it on your left leg, turn your right palm up. Parsva Konasana, stretch your right arm long over your head, way out to past the end of your mat. Or, dream like you're stretching past the end of your mat. Stretch your left knee forward, and then get this nice opening for your right side. Twist it open. Straighten your right arm. And then straighten both legs, bring your hands to your waist, lift your torso, and do that two-stage turn on your left foot. Turn your toes in halfway, turn your heel out halfway. Check that your feet are on the same plane, bend your knees, stick your butt back, and fold forward. Touch the ground, push your hands down and forward, move your chest back. Push your feet down, straighten your legs here if possible. Look at your which one? I went left. Let's look at your left foot. Take your left hand over to your left foot. Take your right hand over to your left foot and move your torso over towards your left leg. Now, just as a fun little twist you gotta do here, move your left hip over to the right. Move your right hip up a little bit. Move your torso over to your left. And then back to the lunge, facing forward. So bring your hands on either side of your left foot, and then turn on your left foot, spin onto the ball of your right heel, Banarasana, lunge. Got one more little addition here, bring your right knee down to the ground, shift your hips back, place your right foot flat, it'll just probably feel nicer on your right knee.
And then walk your hands back, lift your left toes, slide your left foot forward a little until your right thigh is straight up and down, and lift your chest. Stick your butt back and fold forward. Arda Uttanasana, sometimes called runner's stretch, often called half splits or half Hanuman. Push your fingers down, and then pull your fingers back a little, just energetically, so you can stretch your chest forward. That should increase the stretch on your left hamstrings. Straighten your left leg by pushing the ball of your left foot forward and pulling back with the heel of your left foot. And then lift your chest, bend into your left knee, and bring your left foot down to the ground. Tuck your right toes. Find your way back into the lunge. Look forward and step forward. Feet together, Arda Uttanasana. And fold forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Squeeze your legs in and stand up, reach up, look up, Urdhva Namaskarasana. Bring your arms to your sides, Tadasana. And then the other side. Keep looking forward, stretch your arms up, hands together, arms behind your head. Squeeze your arms into your head, squeeze your legs into each other. Inhale, reach up. Side bend to the left, Noodleasana, exhale. Twist to the right and side bend more. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. Squeeze your legs and straighten your arms. Inhale. Exhale. Come up to center. Inhale. Fold forward. Uttanasana. Exhale. Push your fingertips down and forward. Move your chest back. Inhale. Push your feet down. Lift your hips. Stretch your spine. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. Utkatasana, bend your knees, bring your hands to your heart, lift your chest. Inhale. And exhale. Twist to the left. Touch your right arm outside your left leg. Twist to the left. Inhale. Sit a little bit deeper. Exhale. Stretch long through your spine. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to center. Bring your hands down to the ground. Inhale. Step your left leg back. Banarasana. Exhale. Stretch your right knee forward. Lift your torso. Stretch your arms up. Inhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Exhale. Stretch up through your spine. Inhale. Twist to the right. Exhale. Touch your left arm outside your right leg and twist more. Again, like I fell into on the first side, you can choose to bring your left knee down to the ground here if that's going to help. It's the graceful way of doing it. And then we're going to come back up and into Warrior Two. So if your knee is down, lift your knee, come and untwist back to lunge, turn your left heel down, lift your torso, Warrior Two. We're going to turn this though into Parsva Konasana. Bend your right elbow and then lean onto your right leg, turn your left palm up and stretch through your left arm. Side angle. This nice modified version I love because we can really get the turn of our torso. So push through your right arm, resist with your right leg, and twist your torso, look up. Straighten your right leg, lift your torso, bring your hands to your waist. Turn your right toes in halfway, turn your right heel out halfway, bend your knees, and fold forward, Prasarita Padottanasana. Bend your knees, push your fingertips down and forward, move your chest back. Inhale, push your feet down, straighten your legs as much as you can, stretch your spine long, exhale. Look at your right foot, take your right hand over and hold your right foot. And then walk your left hand over, hold your right foot.
And then pull and move your torso over your right leg. Stretch long through your spine. Move your right hip over to the left. Lift through your left hip a little. And then stretch your head long over your right leg. Then back to the lunge. Your hands on either side of your right foot. Turn on your right toes. Turn your right heel in. Spin on your left ball of your foot. Bring your knee down for half Hanuman. Walk your hands back. Lift your right toes off the ground. Place your left foot flat. And straighten your right leg. Shift it forward. Grippy mat, making fun noises. Slide it forward until your left thigh is straight up and down. Lift through your chest. Move your hips back and fold. To get a little more of the hamstring stretch here, push the ball of your right foot away and pull back with your right heel to straighten your right leg a little more. Move your right hip back, stretch your breastbone over your right leg. Arda Uttanasana. Imagine that you can breathe into the back of your upper right leg or your hamstrings. Breathe into them. Lift your chest and come back to the lunge. Shift forward, your right foot back, bring it to the ground, hands forward, tuck your left toes, straighten your left leg, and step forward, Arda Uttanasana. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Push down through your feet, stand up and reach up. And Tadasana, exhale. Sit down. Sit down. Bring the soles of your feet together. Baddha Konasana. That was our little standing flow. We're not really going to do the flow now that we're on the ground, so stay with your breath. And as one of my teachers, Namaste, likes to say, as long as you're breathing, it's still vinyasa. And this is slow flow, so this is slow movement. Push your feet together. Inhale, stretch up through your spine. And exhale, engage your butt and stretch out through your knees. We're still breathing, still vinyasa. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, push your feet together. Engage your butt more. Inhale. Stretch out through your knees. Exhale. Again, sit up tall. Inhale. And push your feet together. Exhale. Engage your butt. Inhale. Stretch out through your knees. Exhale. Take your hands, place them on your inner thighs. Push down. Inhale. Resist with your legs. And exhale. Lift your knees up reluctantly. Wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a little hug. And then relax that. Bring your hands to the ground behind you. Turn your fingers out to the side. Separate your feet so they're about hip distance apart. Have your hands roughly under your shoulders and lift your hips up so that your knees are roughly over your ankles, shoulders over your wrists. Reverse table. Push your feet down, push your hands down, lift your butt up. Lift your chin out of your chest, but also lift your chest away from the ground. So push down through your arms, move your shoulders down, lift your chest up. Stretch the front of your body. So stretch your knees forward, tighten up your butt to lift it, push your shoulders down towards the ground, and stretch. Reverse table. Also, Purvo Uttanasana prep. Same thing. Bring your hips down. Move your hips back. Keep your knees bent. Bring your feet off the ground, or your toes off the ground. Hold the outer edges of your feet. Wiggle your hips back a little bit. Pull on your feet and lengthen through your spine. And then move your head forward, move your chest forward, and round your back here. Bring your chin down between your knees. So have your legs wide enough that you can bring your chin down between your knees or to your knees, whatever is available. And then pull on your feet again. Stay in this rounded shape. Get a little longer in your spine. So unround your middle back a little. Push down through your feet. Keep your chest and your thighs touching. But if you can take your feet forward a little more and keep your chest and thighs touching, do that. So take your feet forward a little more to unbend your legs some. Don't go as far as you can. Go a little further. Pull on your feet. Lift your chin out of your chest and lengthen through your spine, but keep your chest and your legs touching. Push down with your hands. Bring your chin and chest forward and round your back again here. We're going to bring your head down to your legs or between your legs. Pull with your hands, lengthen through your spine. Push down through your hands and fold forward a little more. Keep your chest and your thighs touching here. And see if you can get your feet to move away and your knees to straighten a little more. There's that grippy sound of my nice cork mat. I love it. Push down through your hands. Lift your head out of your legs. Lengthen through your spine, but keep your chest and thighs touching. And then push down with your feet. Pull your head, chest forward, and round your back. So all of these are stages of Paschimottanasana, or intense stretch of your back. And we're doing it in stages so that we can actually get some of that stretch of our back here. Pull on your feet, lengthen through your spine. Push your feet down and then round your head, your upper back. And if you've got a little more, keep your chest and thighs touching. Step 1. Step 2, straighten your legs a little more or straighten them all the way. If you can keep your chest and thighs touching, you can go all the way. Pull on your feet. Lift your head and chest a little, but keep your chest and thighs touching. And then stretch your head and chest forward. Push down with your hands and bring your head down towards your legs. Paschimottanasana. If your legs are straight, actually straighten them. Don't get close to straight and think they're straight. Really straighten them. Keep your heels on the ground and straighten your legs. Wherever you are, pull on your feet, lengthen through your spine. Push down with your hands. It gets harder the straighter your legs are. Push down with your hands and then bring your head and chest down a little lower. Paschimottanasana. How's that for deep, slow flow? Alright, lift your head and chest. And sit up. Bring your right leg in. Bend your right knee. Place your right foot on the ground. Then take your right arm just the inside of your right leg. Take your left arm back behind you. We'll do a nice open twist. Open to the left, twist. Push your right shoulder back into your right leg. Resist with your right leg. And roll your left shoulder back. And breathe here. Feels good after that deep forward fold. Come to center. Straighten your right leg out. Bend your left leg. Pull your heel in. Bring your left foot to the ground. Take your left arm just inside your left leg to touch. Take your right arm back behind you. And twist to the right. Push your left arm into your left leg. Resist with your left leg. Roll your right shoulder back and open your chest up. Marichyasana. And then untwist, come back to center. Straighten your left leg out. Come down onto your back. Bring your knees with you and bring your knees into your chest. Hold the fronts of your legs and do what feels good for you here. If it's child's pose on your back with legs tight, arms wrapped around your legs, you can do that. If it's a little more like, I want to roll around my lower back a little, you could do that. If it's happy baby, you can do that. Just take a moment here to settle, and then we'll go into a short Shavasana. When you're ready, you can start to make your way there to your Shavasana. Stretch your legs out along the ground. Stretch your arms at your sides. Let your legs turn out and relax. Turn your palms up at your sides. If it's relaxing to close your eyes, close your eyes. And relax. We spent most of our time in our deep stretches for this class. If you have time for a longer Shavasana, please just hit pause. When you're ready to end your Shavasana, you can hit play again. Relax your forehead. Relax your shoulders. Relax your belly. Relax your knees. Relax your ankles and your feet. Start to deepen your breath. Take a couple longer inhales and deeper exhales. Start to move your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles. Stretch through your elbows and your legs. Stretch up and overhead. Oh, that feels good. When you're ready, you can bend your knees and turn onto your side. And then make your way up to seated. Come to a seated position. Bring your hands in front of your heart and sit up tall. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for practicing today. Thanks for taking this opportunity to really fold in on yourself and go deep. Go deep inside, go deep into your practice, and hopefully go deep into your heart. Thanks for practicing. Namaste. And that's our slow flow, deep stretch. Thanks for practicing. I hope that this class helped open you up and stretch your body out and helped just sort of counter all of the close off work of our devices and our work sitting at our desks and all that sort of thing. Hope this helped. I know it helped me. I'm feeling pretty good now. If you would like to do another class with me in the future, there's a class of mine that you can click on, add to your watch later list. Or just go over to my YouTube channel and find any of the hundreds of classes there that are what you're looking for today or tomorrow. And if you haven't subscribed, please click my picture over there
and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks, homies. See you soon.